a river, Mark Twain. Youth like the tall tale of a wheat grain, trained by the weeping willows up in northern Illinois. Little boy dipped his dirty little feet to a creek, chased rabbits and corn snakes to trash heaps, slingshots of mountains of glass and metal beams, rubber tires, mattresses.
Hey everyone, I'm Karen McGee with 3D Productions, and I'm here with the awesome artist, the information for the independent artists, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So how did you get where you are today?
Well, I drove. Just kidding.
You didn't fly?
Well, I flew first, then I drove, and then I walked, and then I took an elevator. TheGoodLook.net is, yeah, that's the site that the slogan that you just read was for this site that I run, and that is, pretty much like the result of a long series of like trial and error and mistakes and retakes and trying to figure out, how to make money off of being an independent artist, and being a musician. So, from growing up in North Carolina and just being a rapper and a cypher to in Atlanta, starting to do shows, and then in New York trying to figure out, how to press things up and market yourself, and now out in LA, trying to solidify and crystallize all of that so you can actually have a career, you know what I'm saying?
Totally.
And I don't have to whisper about it when I'm talking to my grandparents, yeah. So how are you doing? Yeah, I'm still rapping. Nah.
So you basically started rapping like when you were young, like 7, 8, 12?
Nah, not that young. Yeah, I was probably about 13, 14.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now you're doing thegoodlook.net. So
yes.
Basically it's a great website for up and coming artists to go and
to
kind of get their stuff online and
figure
out how to like get up.
Yeah, figure out how to empower themselves, because everybody's kind of running around right now trying to figure it out, because the music industry is collapsing, and what was good 7, 8 years ago is not good now,
What do you mean by that?
Meaning, the old model of let me press up a demo and let me go knock on this A&R's door, and then let me get this fat advance, and then let me go splurge, and then my album drops in 6 months, and then I'm rich. Like, that doesn't happen anymore,
Right.
We have too many other things happening. The internet is killing, record labels and brick and mortar music stores. There's tons of sites out there,
Rap City, iTunes.
That are simultaneously like kind of crippling the old music industry, but empowering artists. You know what I'm saying? If you know how to use them and if you know how to market yourself and yada yada online. That's just the online component of empowering your career, and we do touch on that on thegoodlook.net. But there's so many other tips and things that young artists need to keep in mind when they're coming up. Like, nothing's ever gonna be like going out and meeting somebody and shaking their hand, and saying, this is who I am, this is what I do. But you gotta be prepared for that moment. You gotta have, a business card on deck, you gotta have, a fresh looking CD on deck, to pass out and to give to people in networking. You gotta have somewhere to put your email addresses, you know what I'm saying, so you can keep people in the loop. So it's just an endless list of things that folks need to keep in mind that they can use to, actually make a career out of this.
So who's your inspiration?
These days, I'm listening to a lot of blues and soul. So really who's inspiring my process on the songwriting tip are like Son House and Muddy Waters and Albert King and B.B. King, and on the soul tip, I've been listening to a lot of Bill Withers. He's an amazing songwriter. Who else? Marvin Gaye is a huge influence, and I draw from them, like, not just for the, the feeling that they gave us all, but like the songwriting was,
Yeah, it's
amazing. On the MC and the hip hop tip, my biggest influences are Drez from the Black Sheep. The Black Sheep, like, really, you know, helped me craft my style. Like he's probably my biggest influence as far as style goes. And then Tupac, actually. But before, like I was on Tupac, like his first album, Tupacalypse Now. Like he had a song that came out called When My Homies Call, and that song is single-handedly responsible for Some Kid. Like, cause I you know, I always kind of wanted to rap, but like I didn't really feel like I could do it until I heard and saw that video, and I was like, wait, so here's a dude who has somehow managed to make like a banging song that you can kind of dance to. It feels good. He's talking like heartfelt material, you know what I'm saying? Like he's talking about something that everybody can relate to. Like it's not about like, yo, I'm the best rapper this, that, and the third, you know, all the boasting and bragging that MCs do. He kind of took a different slant, and it still had like weight to it, you know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't soft, it wasn't tender, you know what I'm saying? Like it was real talk, it was a real deal. And this is back in '89, '90 when that video dropped, and I was like, wow, like he just put off something I hadn't seen before. And that made me want to go there with it. I was like, yo, if he can do all of that and still you can do all the other stuff that hip hop and MCs are known for, I can do that too. I want to do that, you know. I want to do that.
And you've done it. You have a new album coming out.
Yeah.
Definitely. When does it drop?
The Lone Wolf drops on June 9th, 2009, on Worker Bee Records.